So after last episode, when we covered Crazy Dave for Smash, I thought, I've already got another mobile game moveset made, might as well make that one into the next video. Because if you didn't know, I make all my movesets I write a bunch of them down, and then I make them slideshows. I've already got like 10 ready to make into slideshows for videos, but yeah, today I chose Angry Birds. But I do want to ask you something. For our next moveset, want me to do another mobile game character, so I do have one more lined up, and then after that we're done with mobiles? Or should I do something else? I know it's not likely any of you will answer. Who knows? Maybe someone will. Anyways, sound effect, animation, yeah, kind of had to use the whole banner for this one. Seriously, this took me a solid 30 minutes. It shouldn't take me that long. Like, if you're confused, there's Chuck, Silver, Matilda, Terrance, Bomb. Wait, Hal's over there. He's right over here. Here's Red. Maybe I should have made him a little bigger, but whatever. Can't change that now. I could, but Blues. And then Bubbles over here. Just completely naive to poor little villager about to catch him. Anyways, starting out with the Gimmick. Right as we get a new song. God, I don't know what this is. When it plays, let's turn that up a bit. It's kind of quiet. It's the Angry Birds funky theme. Literally don't know where it plays in the game when it does. Anyways, this might look confusing to you. But what it is, for their moves, it's obviously all the Angry Birds. I didn't want to have you play as all of them at once like Ice Climbers. And switching between them with a different moveset for every one, like Pokemon Trainer, would suck. So I figured you'd start out as Red, and then if you used a move that involved, say, the Blues, Red would puff into red feathers, and then above blue feathers would appear with the Blues there. Yeah, actually, I just said maybe Blues weren't the best example because it's 3 of them, and that's kind of confusing. But, like, whatever. I think you get the point, okay? So, that's how it works. But there are a few moves that can be used as any bird, and those are all, we'll cover them and stuff to avoid confusion. But yeah, for the idle animation, they're oddly well known. Just, they jump and spin. They just do a spinny jump. You know what I'm talking about. For the weight, oh god, all the birds have different weights. This was fun to do. So, Red, Silver, and Chuck would weigh about as much as Kirby, Pikachu, Mewtwo, and Olimar. Stella, Bubbles, and the Blues, no, each individual blue, not all 3 of them, would be some of the lightest characters in the game, being around Jigglypuff and Pichu. If you don't know, Pichu is the lightest character in the game. Jigglypuff's the second lightest. Hal, Bomb, and Matilda would be around Falco, Bayonetta, Meta Knight, that area. And then Terrance would be pretty heavy, up there with Wario, Ike, maybe down with Robin, Snake, and Banjo. And Snake, you wouldn't think he'd be that heavy. But then you look at him and think about it, he's holding a freaking bazooka. Where does he keep that bazooka? Okay, we're getting off topic. For special movement, they'd have none. They're birds. What would you expect? For the jab, they just go peck, and then peck, and then they peck a lot with a rapid jab, and then they do one final big peck. Yeah, it's just pecking. For the dash attack, they would hop in a small bad piggy's car and go forward for a little bit before the car falls apart and all the parts fall on the ground and kind of just disappear. I think that's a funny reference, but Hal and Terrance could not fit in that. So for Hal's dash attack, he would lunge forward, open his beak, and like kind of grab at the opponent. It wouldn't be a grab, of course, it's a dash attack. But I think you can imagine what I'm thinking in my head. And Terrance would just kind of roll a little bit. That's all. Why is that so funny? For the side tilt, they just let out a quick bite. For the up tilt, it'd be a quick headbutt. And for the down tilt, they'd poof into oh god, I didn't even put Leonard on the banner, I just realized. What is that beeping noise? What? I'm just gonna wait for that to end. Sorry about that. But yeah, for the down tilt, Leonard, who I forgot to put in the banner, like a moron, even though he's in the thumbnail, they'd poof into Leonard. Also, just because Leonard isn't feathers, he's a pig. But, then again, in Angry Birds 2, you need to grab a certain amount of feathers to unlock him. Or it could be like beard hair, I guess. Let's just go with this as beard hair. But anyways, he let out a quick snot ball towards the ground, and anyone hit by it would be slowed a little bit for the next 5 seconds. Not that noticeable, and likely won't change the outcome of the match that much, via just the slowing effect. For the side smash, Terrance, poofed to Terrance, and he just exists and go a little to the side, I guess. Just kind of a bit of a jump. It'd be pretty strong, but pretty laggy. Like, a lot of end lag and a lot of start lag, but it would be strong. Probably KOing at less than 20% at the ledge fully charged. For the up smash, the bird would use their weapon from the Angry Birds epic RPG and slice above them. If they weren't in that RPG, they would turn into red. And here's a few examples. We got Red, Matilda, Bomb, Chuck. I'm not going to put all of them in because I'm lazy. For the down smash, Chuck would quickly dash all the way right and then a bit to the left. For the neutral aerial, Bubbles would just puff up, with the first hit being the most powerful, like the launching one, and then for the next, like, a little under a second, he just kind of remained puffed up, and anyone hit by him would take small flinching damage. And, like, while he's puffing up, that's the launch hit. I don't think I've conveyed that well. When he's puffing up, that's the strong launching hit. Okay, I've said that. But the forward air, so it's a weird forward aerial. They pop into the blues, all three of them, and then they would fly forwards. And you can act out of it. Acting out of it is something that's possible. But only the middle blue will change. And the other two will just fall infinitely till they hit the blast zone or the ground. If they hit the ground, they'll poof into feathers and just kind of dissipate. And if they fall into the blast zone, then they just kind of fall in the blast zone. The middle blue is the only one that changes. Also, does anyone even know these guys' names? There's like, they're Jay, Jake, and someone else. Wait a second. If they all start with J, and like, I know they all start with Jake, 'cause I figured that out from reading the Angry Birds comics back in the day. There's Jay, Jake, I remember the other one now. It's JoJo for the back air. It's not JoJo, obviously. That's just a JoJo reference. For the back air, they turn into Hal, and he'd swing himself backwards, being able to spike at the very back, a lot like, literally like Luke. It's just Lucas's and Carol's, except a bigger hitbox, and it's actually not that hard to spike with, but being birds, they wouldn't be that strong. Really, all their moves aren't really that strong, because they're birds. Yeah. I mean, then again, Isabelle can do damage with a party popper, so you never know. For the up air, Bomb would light his fuse, and then it'd do a little bit of flinching damage for the next, little under a second. I almost said few seconds. And once the second the fuse is lighting, that's a sweet spot, which does launching damage. The rest is just flinching. For the down air, Silver would do a spinning ground pound. But if she, just like in Angry Birds, if she hits anything, she'll stop flying. And I was about to say go into free fall. She wouldn't go into free fall. You could still act out of it, but she would stop the down air. You could do it again if you wanted. Yeah. Now, special attacks. The neutral special, Bomb would light his fuse again, but unlike the up air, he would start flashing red, because for the up air, he just lights his fuse. But he lights his fuse and flashes red for the neutral special, so you can tell the difference. And then he would blow up after a second or two, being super ridiculously strong, just like in Angry Birds. Seriously, only bosses can survive that. I wouldn't be surprised if in the original Angry Birds, a direct hit from Bomb would just one-shot King Pig. I don't know, though. But Angry Birds 2, it doesn't one-shot bosses. But yeah, this would be super strong. Like, stronger than Falcon Punch, maybe even Byleth's down special. It would be one of the strongest non-final Smash moves in the game. For the up why am I doing... Oh, yeah, I forgot why I'm skipping the side special. Hold up. Sorry, there's an ad in the music. I probably didn't even need to say anything, or could have just paused it and you wouldn't have noticed, but whatever, I ruined it. For the up special, a lot of you think I'm gonna say Matilda, but no, it would be Stella who does her bubble things, and she would bubble up. And any nearby fighters, items, traps, stuff like that would be caught in the bubbles and start flying up and pop after a short while. And of course, Stella would fly higher than all the other items. I don't know if that's how it is in Angry Birds, though. It's been forever since I've used Stella in Angry Birds. I always choose Leonard as my extra bird in Angry Birds 2, and Stella isn't in the original. I'm getting off topic. I am really bad at doing this episode for some reason. We could already be done, but no, I have to go off topic a bunch. But I hope it's entertaining. So yeah, that's the up special, and yeah, and of course they get caught in the bubble, and they would fall to the ground, and that would be poopy, because that would be bad. And they take a little bit of damage, but not much. And that it would put Stella into freefall. Now for the down special, this is where Matilda comes in. Matilda would fire her egg and it'd fall down, doing a decent bit of damage, but going at a kind of slow speed, at least, like, slower than you'd think. So it's kind of sort of easy to punish. I mean, not hit by the egg, not get hit by the egg, but it's not that strong in the grand scheme of things, but it's still alright. And then Matilda would fly up, and if you get hit by Matilda as she's flying up, note this would have, like, getting hit by Matilda at that point in time would be only a little easier to do than Luigi's up special, because that thing has a pretty tight hitbox. And Matilda's, it'd be pretty hard to get hit by it, but if you do, it would do a ton of damage, launching the foe super far, Falcon Punch style. That's right. We got 2 Falcon Punch-like moves in here. And then she would keep flying and only do a little bit of damage if she hits anybody after that. And if she hits anybody, then she'll, like, get hit and start falling, but not in free fall, because you can still act out of that. And, of course, it would launch her super far forwards and up. So it'd be using down special into up special would be a great recovery option. They're birds. Of course the recovery's great. But there's one more thing to add onto this amazing recovery. The side special. God, the music's perfect for this. I love it. Just as it gets started. For the side special, they'd fire out of their infamous slingshot. All specials and aerials, really just all their moves they use, aside from Final Smashes, would be multiplied by a power of 1.5. Because, I mean, they're supposed to fire out of the slingshot. That's how they're used to doing damage. So, yeah, while normally their moves are pretty weak, they're much less weak, being actually a little bit above average after using the side special. Now, it's impossible to do damage with this side special unless after using it before landing. You can't use it multiple times, but if you use it again, then Chuck will fly forward and you can act out of it anytime, but you can not activate Chuck a second time, because that'd just be like absolutely toxic, just mixing it up like that. Absolutely toxic. And it can be used in the air. Now for the grab. I was about to say Final Smash. This is the grab though. For the grab, Hal, I figured he'd be a good option because he's got a big beak, and I could kind of consider making a Bad Piggies reference, but I feel like Hal would be the best. So he'd grab the opponent with his beak, and then he'd bite down for the pommel, and then for the throws, for the first one, they'd be fire out of a slingshot forward. For the second one, Hal would quickly spin back and yeet him over there. Like, he wouldn't spin around, he'd just turn back and yeet him. And then for the up throw, TNT would blow up, launching them upwards. And for the down throw, he'd just slam them into the ground, and they would bounce up. Now, for the one, the only, the Final Smash. For the Final Smash, all the birds would pop out. Like, you poof in a red, and all the birds would pop out, like, simultaneously. Of course, Final Smashes can't really have any start lag, but you get the point. They'd poof and pop out, and then anyone hit by it, like, for example, you have Harmonica. I hate that I always have to do stupid moves in Final Smash. Yeah, they'd pop out, and anyone hit by it would be put into an Angry Birds level. Red would fire out of a slingshot, hit a bunch of TNT below them. They would launch upwards, and then Mighty Eagle would snipe them out of the air, doing major damage and knockback. Now, for the on-screen, they'd fire in the back. They'd fire out of a slingshot from the background. For the up taunt, they'd quickly flash an angry face, except Terrance. He'd make a little grunt. Because he's Terrance, he doesn't show emotion. Terrance just makes a little grunt for that taunt. Probably should have made a visual, but it doesn't really matter, actually, the visual. And I know I used Angry Face Red a lot for this moveset, but that's not how he would usually be in the game. He'd usually look like this, right here. Not this. Now, for the side taunt. Oh, this music is one of the best in all of video gaming. Angry Birds Star Wars main theme. But for the side taunt, anyways, he'd show off a high-level slingshot. I don't know why I don't like this taunt. I don't know why I made it this. It just feels dumb to me. Maybe it just is so dumb to say. I don't know. But for the down taunt, Leonard would just snot everywhere. He'd just achoo, and then a bunch of snot would fly all over him. And this wouldn't do any damage. I don't know why I feel the need to specify that, because there's a few taunts that do. Snake, Greninja's, and Luigi's down taunt. Why is it always the down taunt that does damage? I don't know. But next we have the victory screen music. 4 seconds to 7 seconds on the main theme remix. You should know what that sounds like. It's, I can't think about other music with this music playing. I guess I'll just have to play it. It'd be the infamous... Credit to this guy for the song. So that's the victory screen music. For victory screen 1, they'd all stand around and cheer with 3 stars popping on the screen, much like in Angry Birds 2, but it wouldn't have the score counter, the Facebook thing on the left next, none of that stuff. Alright? And they wouldn't be wearing hats like I have here. That's just like what I happen to have. For victory screen 2, it'd show Red stomping on a pig, and then he'd push the pig away, jump off, and give a little awkward smile, as you can see here. Look at that awkward smile. That totally isn't just a normal PNG of Red. For victory screen 3, whatever your last used bird was, it could be Hal, Stella, Terrance, anyone, they'd fire out of a slingshot and just fly infinitely. The camera would zoom in on their face, and they just show a determined look, except Terrance. He would have a blank face, because he's Terrance. For the also costumes, and of course Kirby hat, but that's later, right? Okay, whatever. They'd wear their hats from Angry Birds too. They'd have the normal one, they'd have the mission hat set, the spy hat set, the wig hat set, the ice cream hat set, the jester hat set, the exotic hat set? I don't know. I should remember that name. And the pig hat set. Leonard, Bubbles, Stella, and Hal would all have to have hats custom made for Smash, because of course they don't get hats in Angry Birds 2. Sorry. But they don't. And for the Kirby hat, now, you get bombs, eyebrows, fuse, and beak. You might be wondering, why bomb? Why not red? Well, if you remember, for the neutral special, bomb blows up. So I figured because Kirby gains their neutral special, it'd be best to have him turn into bomb. Just kind of makes sense, actually. But if you thought it'd be red, I don't blame you. Now, finally, we have the memes. The memes I collected during this. I don't have many, but I have them. We have demonic Ness, which actually terrifies me. For some reason I have, oh wait, yeah, that's why I have a Monica meme, because I had Monica in the final Smash, and I happened to find this doing that. Remember to have just one waifu. Getting one waifu will destroy your waifu. My one waifu is Yuri, so shut up. And then we got this, looks actually, I activated the thing in the bottom left. I got this one, just looks really cool. I don't know what, it's cool, okay? And then we have this, which is, it's some post about Angry Birds' 10th anniversary. It's like, crap, here we go again. I like it. It's funny. I don't know if it's the pigs or the birds. I mean, it's gotta be the bird, red that's saying it, 'cause, like, that's how it is in the actual meme. And then we have this comic I'm not gonna read, because you can read it yourself, I hope. It's funny. And it perfectly symbolizes Red from the Angry Birds movie, which is my favorite movie ever, by the way. Angry Birds movie 2 is, it's a big downgrade. It's still my top 10, it's good. But, yeah. But anyways, that has been all for the Angry Birds moveset. This has been Flamin' Gamin' 7. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow my Twitter. And remember, kids, eat your green vegetables. I'm trying to drag it out so I can end with the music. Yeah. Da, 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 da.